And a special good evening to each and every one of you, and we welcome you to the third event of the Republic Bank Decibel Entertainment Festival eSim Sports or eSports Sim Challenge taking place this evening. The Reperchage race is the one that we have for you this evening, ladies and gentlemen, and we want to welcome you and we thank you very much for joining us on this particular evening. Just before we get started, we want to observe a moment of silence as we've just got some information that relates to one of our fellow members of the motorsport fraternity, Kerry Drift Phillip, seems to have succumbed to his injuries from an incident this evening. So we'd like to observe just a few moments of silence for the passing of Kerry Phillip. Kerry will be remembered as one of those enigmatic personalities in the motorsport fraternity, having literally started single-handedly the drift fraternity in Trinidad and Tobago, the principal of DWO, and of course one of the preeminent drifters in Trinidad and Tobago. We say our sincere condolences to him, to his family, and his friends, and the Coast Guard fraternity of which he was a part. Now we have for you, ladies and gentlemen, a short clip that we would have done earlier, Luke would have done earlier with one of our sponsors, so we want to head straight into that now.
Okay, so this is your boy Luke, and we're here at Papi's Chicken, trying to get some free chicken, because again, you guys was voting in the comment section, saying hashtag Luke get free chicken, so if it works, we'll see what happens. So I'm going to take a look inside Papi's as one of the sponsors for this Decibel Racing eSport tournament, and we're going to see tomorrow night who is going to come out the victor overall from this competition. So again, we have a night of Reperchage racing coming up to see who will qualify into those final 4 spots for the final race, and see overall by Sunday night who is the winner, who take home that money, who get a rental car, and who winning more free chicken. Hello, cutscene. Sorry. Okay, so we're here at Papi's, and it's moment to see if I can actually get some free chicken, because again, we're not sure what happened, but we're hoping for the best. Hi, good day. Hi. So my name is Warren, and I'm from Decibel Entertainment, and we have eSports going on, and I was just like a free piece of chicken because I'm a viewer's like that.
Awesome. Well, there you go.
Guys, please know this does not work for everyone. I'm special. Thank you. So we get through the Papi's. The chicken was best. So now back to you guys in the studio, or back to me in the studio. Hear me, big up yourself.
Did you set it good?
Okay, guys, so we're back. Thank you guys for watching. I want to say thanks to Papi's, and thanks you to all those who in the live right now and in the chat and who said hashtag Luke Free Chicken. Again, Kerry was a very well-known person in the community, and in that a good friend of mine, and I honestly is a tough thing for us, but again, he's one who loved motorsports. And with that in mind, if you have that same kind of love for motorsport, we thank you for supporting us both in the eSport fraternity as well as in the real life fraternity, whether it be drifting, karting, drag racing, or solo decks. We love all of you who support motor racing, because without you being part of motor racing would not be a show and it would not be a spectacle to behold. So we have a great night of racing tonight as Reperchage race, and I'd like to thank Ray for just being alongside me right now as we take this commentary through and we represent these racers for taking the time out from their day to participate in motorsports and compete for some great prizes as these sponsors have provided for us. Right?
Yes, Luke, of course, and speaking of sponsors, we want to thank especially our lead sponsor, Republic Bank. We also thank the United Nations, the University of the West Indies, Queen's Hall, Visit Trinidad, Pascal Yogurt, Creamery Novelties, TrapSpeedSimulators, Econocar, Trini Tuna, and of course, Papi's Chicken. We also want to remind you that there is a driving experience that's taking place in Queens Hall over this weekend. So you can go to the car park of Queens Hall and participate in that driving experience, which is part of the Decibel Festival. And all the proceeds from that actual event will be given to the University of the West Indies Global Giving Program. So that's something to look forward to and to participate in. If you didn't get a chance to do it today, check them out tomorrow during the course of the evening. We are going to be bringing you the Reperchage race, and some of the racers who would have participated in the semi-finals so far are now getting a last-ditch opportunity to get into the finals, which takes place tomorrow evening. So in a minute, we will put up the graphic that shows the drivers who are taking part in that this Reperchage race evening. Some notable names that would have been involved in the semi-finals up to now. And of course, these drivers now have a final chance, a final moment to be able to get into finals this evening. Just to give you an idea of who are some of the drivers in first position, we have Stephen Hussein from who is Island Paradise. While we wait for that graphic to come up, I think the graphic should be coming up in a minute now. Gerard Johnson, who is Bob Reel. Bob Reel, of course, is the son of Kester Johnson. Yeah, so we welcome him back. Terrence Bullock, who is Bruce's father, in third position. Ravin Duki, Raptor 9446. And of course, Stefan Cillier, who is O'Sully. And Jonathan Bash, it's Alive 69. Those are the first 6. I think we should have the next 6. You have that information, Luke?
I do have it, Ray. So in position 7, we'd have Christian Alcantara, Peanut Butter, the youngest competitor thus far. Enrique Mata, who is Chucky Lon, in position 8. In position 9, we have Shahinder Singh, who has very close ties to Papi. So if you're some Papi chicken, link up with Shahinder. He had the inside link. So that's Shintech _TT. David Jacobs, which is Lord Santos, a racer from the last competition. Again, he'll be holding position 10. And in position 11, we have Ezekiel Woodley, who's DDR Wetty Boss. So we had to see if he could pull out something from that 11th position to get himself into the finals. And in the 12th and final position of this Reperchage race, we have Adish Ramdeen, who is Zoas 106. Again, we have a very tight group, and only 4 drivers will move forward. So again, Island Paradise cannot afford to have that mistake he did last race in this race, as we did see him stop in the last race, fall back to position 11, and then catch back up to position 6. Again, he's going to have a very tough time if he pulls that off again. I'm not sure if these other drivers will allow him to let that pass by so easy.
Yeah, he seems to have had a problem with his wheel, is what he had reported afterwards. So we hope that he doesn't have that technical challenge, nor do any of the other drivers have any technical challenges this evening, yeah?
Ray, I thought it was the handbrakes. It looked like it was the handbrakes he pulled. It didn't look like it was the wheel.
He said it was his wheel. He said it was his wheel.
Okay, fine.
It's the Public Bank Decibel Entertainment Festival, ladies and gentlemen. If you're joining us live on the YouTube feed, we welcome you. We thank you very much for joining us for this third event in the series of races that takes place in the Decibel Entertainment Festival, sponsored by Republic Bank. And of course, we encourage you to join us tomorrow evening for the grand finale, the final, which takes place tomorrow evening. And the drivers, of course, will be driving for some fantastic prizes. In a little while, we'll tell you what those prizes are and what the drivers could expect from our sponsors who have been so kind to be able to come out and support this event. Once again, we are joined this evening, ladies and gentlemen, by none other than Mark Buxton, the principal of TrapSpeedSimulators. And TrapSpeed, of course, is one of the sponsors and one of the main organizers, if not the main organizer of the live event, as well as the Decibel Festival, part of the committee of the Decibel Festival, and of course, providing us with technical support and guidance insofar as this eSport challenge is concerned. So we say a special good evening to Mark Buxton. Sometime between now and the end of this event, we will hear from Mark during the course of this event. Special track for us today, one of the fantasy tracks. I can't pronounce the name, but it's supposed to be in Japan. A fantasy track in Japan.
Akayakagami? Yeah. I don't know. I just made that up, guys. Just made that up.
It's Koyoto. I think the name is Koyoto. But it's one of the fantasy tracks. Fantastic track with some huge sweeping corners, some high-speed corners. So, yeah, what is it? Yamigawa, that's right. So I'm getting from Race Control and getting some information. Yamigawa is the actual name and one of the fantasy tracks, and we look forward to seeing the drivers go through the paces where the fantasy track is concerned. We also want to say a special good evening to Race Control, Dwayne Budu Singh of TriniTuner.com, and of course Jared Wilson, who is joining us this evening as well in Race Control. They are the stewards for the event and looking after any of the challenges that we may be experiencing during the course of the event. They will be handling it. And they, along with Mark Pogson, who is our lead in the technical chair. So, fantastic racing action for you this evening. These drivers who would have come in through the semi-final and the qualifying rounds would have been able to make their way into this Reperchage race. And a Reperchage race is literally a last-ditch opportunity or a final race that gives drivers the opportunity to make it into the finals. They will be using Group 3 cars, the faster cars in the Gran Turismo lineup. Group 3 cars is what they will be using. So that is something to look forward to as well, because what we will see is a lot more faster times. The tire wear is 7, the fuel is 3. So it means that they will be using two types of tires, the mediums and the hards. They will be required to make one change, and that one change will be determined during the course of the pit stop. Each driver is going to have to work out what their pit stop strategy is going to be. The pit window is normally between lap 6 and lap 8 or 9. So it's going to be very interesting to see where these guys come out insofar as their strategies are concerned. And speaking about strategy, tomorrow there are 2 events on. The Formula One first event for the 2020 season takes place in Austria at Spielberg tomorrow. The Mercedes has a lockout on the front row. If you're a Mercedes fan, that's something to look forward to. Right behind them is Max Verstappen in position number 3. That should be making for a very interesting start to that big, almost hairpin type corner in the first run of the Red Bull Ring. Tomorrow as well, there is drag racing taking place at the Wallerfield International Raceway, the Frankie Boudrin Wallerfield International Raceway. And that event is a test and tune event. There are about 35 drivers who are taking part in that event, and we hopefully will be able to do some interviews. I haven't gotten confirmation from Lucas yet, but Luke is supposed to be joining me there tomorrow. So Luke will let me know sometime during the course of this broadcast.
Ray, just in the spotlight on me now. Thanks, Ray. I appreciate that spotlight. But we did see Verstappen like wetting up men in the qualifying. So F1 looking real good. And
the F1 looking good. The F1 looking good.
I see Hamilton pick up to 4th. Like he best fast time was like a 104 or something, but we know the fastest time ever done was by Charles Leclerc, which was a 103 last year. So if these drivers clearly still have something in the back because it's the same car from last season. So
no, that was race time, right? So that was
no, that was a qualifying session. Was that qualifying time?
No, that was a race time. That was 1:03.001.
That was a race time?
Yeah, that was a race time. Because if you check today, you would have seen that the qualifying times for the guys who are on pole were 102s. 102.914 for Bottas and 102.9. Like it was 12 thousandths of a second difference between him and Hamilton. So very, very very, very close yesterday.
That is correct.
All right, that was today actually. The qualifying was today. So we're heading to the track now. The guys are going to be getting onto the grid shortly for the purpose of the start of this one.
So guys, if you're watching this now, please hit that like button, hit that share button, let everyone who's online that maybe liking motorsport to jump on and get this motorsport racing while it's hot. Again, we have great prices for our competitors as well as the spectators. Just have to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell and you can win a prize.
TrapSpeedSimulators bringing this one with Republic Bank. We want to thank them very much again for making this happen. We are ready for the Reperchage race, ladies and gentlemen. Island Paradise is in pole position and he is waiting anxiously to get into this one. 10 laps for this one. It looks like 10 laps for this one. So we will be looking at a very quick encounter between these drivers in this group 3 category. There goes your start. Island Paradise gets off nicely, but he does have a little lagging taking place. So it means that Bob Reel gets into that first position. Bob Reel gets into that lead, gets the better of Island Paradise, and gets into that first position. Very nicely done there for him. Bob Reel 102 is in the lead, followed by Island Paradise. in second position. In third position, it looks like Bruce Farder. So those are the 3 podiums at the moment. Remember, the 4 top finishers are the ones that are going to get into the finals of tomorrow's evening. That's Raptor that's Ravin Duki. Raptor is in the 4th position, Raptor 9446. So those are your top 4 at the moment. Everybody else has to make an effort to try to get into that top 4 to see if they can get into the finals. From the 5th position back, if they're not able to get beyond the 4th position, they will not be able to make it going forward. So we should be seeing some activity there from O'Sullivan. Sully is making a pass there, it looks like. No, he doesn't make it stick. Big hairpin down at the bottom of that corner. Nicely done there. Bob Reel now losing that position to Island Paradise, who came alongside him and was able to get that 1st position. So Stephen Hussein gets back in the lead and is now in the lead of this one. Little action taking place in the back. Somebody ran off the track, went into the wall, managed to get back in. Let's see what happens there. Sully dropped a couple of positions. That's Shintek Bruce Farder. Bruce Farder looks like he had a little bad run there and dropped a few places back. Bruce Farder is all the way back down, now in position 8. Tough luck there for him. Lord Santos all the way down as your back marker at the moment. Fastest lap coming in from Island Paradise in a 1:42.564. This track is normally good for 1:30, 1:33. So this is race time. They would have full loads of fuel and so on. It means that they're going to be going down in times. 1:42 is a pretty slow time at the moment for this group, but it should be something that will improve over time. Fantastic racing action already taking place in the Republic Bank Decibel Entertainment Festival. Reperchage race taking place right now. Bob Reel is fighting off right now in 2nd position. Bob is fighting off Raptor, Ravin Duki. Ravin Duki is on him at the moment, coming through that chicane. Very slow chicane as you're making their way up to that big corner down at the end there where a lot of action takes place. You have to slow right down to get around that big corner. And because of the speed, top speed coming around that corner is very slow. You guys have to get back on the throttle as they get out to get into try to get the best exit speed they can, making their way back up to the straightaway. Very nicely done, the top 4 runners. It's Alive is now in 4th position. It's Alive, 69, coming up, making his way through the pack, doing quite nicely to get into that 4th position. So he has the final position at the moment that takes you into the final. Beautiful racing action taking place right now. And we are still only in the 2nd lap of the heat.
Okay, so we've seen Kester Johnson's son clearly knows a lot about racing. His father has taught him well as he defends with some of the very best as he battles it and takes it to Ravin Duki. He's a very experienced race car driver on the track. See, Bob Reel is holding his own as he's now coming under attack from It's Alive. And clearly, this driver has a lot of skill for such a young age. But Island Paradise, even after having such a bad start and basically a poor launch with that Supra, has been able to get out front and basically pull a nice gap of about 3 seconds between him and 3rd place. But with this fighting for that 3rd position, it's not going to do them any favors as Island Paradise tries to get away as fast as he can. He has a nice piece of clean air in front of him and he has no one behind him that can cause him any threat at this moment. So right now he's just going to play the safe game and try to conserve tires and maybe save some fuel. As we see Ducky Lund now trying to catch up on that battle of 4th place to hopefully get himself into the finals this race. So again, only 4 drivers will be moving forward and everyone else will be going home or will be taking up their PS4. It's up to you how you watch it, but right now it's a very tight battle taking place as these drivers have 7 laps to go and anything can happen. We'll see who will be coming in early and who will be going in late, as they'll be needing that draft on the straight, because without someone in front of you to pull you along, you'll have a tough time catching up to the front back. So that second group from 6 to 9 should stick together and work together with Bruce Farder instead of fighting each other for that position, because everyone after 4th is out of this competition. Let's see if Bruce Farder has what it takes to bring his way back into contention as he and that next person behind him, Shahinder Singh, find their way, try to claw some time back. But again, they are still 6 seconds away from the pack in front of them.
Thank you very much, Luke. And of course, we continue to bring you the action as information continues to come. As you part of the incident that would have taken place earlier today. But in the fourth lap is Island Paradise in the lead at the moment. Island Paradise in the lead at the moment, and he is now closely followed by, that's Raptor, yeah, 9446. So Raptor has made up some spaces, gotten around Bob Reel, who is now in third position, and the fourth position holder at the moment looks like Chunky Leon. Is that Chunky Leon? Yeah, Chunky Leon has made his way up. So he's one of the last six that would have gotten into the to this position. So lots of action taking place in terms of the movement of drivers through the ranks. It's Alive is now in fifth position. He was in fourth at one point in time. So drivers are making their names and positions felt in this particular one. This is very interesting to see. Island Paradise, Stephen Hussein seems to have it well in good control in this particular one. He has a 4 seconds gap at the moment between himself and the next closest driver, who is Raptor. So he is in a good, comfortable lead, and hopefully he will not lose that lead in the pit exchange. The pit window is coming up in a few minutes. Pit window should be coming up like nowish actually, because this is a 10 lap heat. So pit window should be coming up in a few minutes, unless anybody's on a no pit strategy, which I don't think anybody could be on, but let's see if that's possible. Whereas drivers continue to make their way around this fantastic fantasy track that is in Gran Turismo. If you're not part of the eSports fraternity at the moment, please get involved and speak to some of the people involved, some of the officials at TITASA. TITASA, of course, is the official ASN for motorsport in Trinidad and Tobago. Stephen Hussein has come up with a fastest lap, now coming into the kind of times that we expect to see. A 134.926 is the fastest time that Stephen Hussein has come up with at the moment. That's the kind of times that we expect to see in this group. 133s, 134s are the kind of times that you can expect to see. So as the fuel load goes down, as the tires get warmer and get more in groove, you start to see times improving. So that is exactly what we're seeing at the moment. Front order changing somewhat. Bob Reel is now in fourth, losing some positions. Remember Bob Reel at one point, now he's in fifth, lost the position again, and somebody crashed. One of the drivers ran into the wall.
You can see it's Alive. It's Alive. Did spin out there.
Luke.
Yeah. It's Alive. Did have a spin out. It's Alive had a little spin as he went people two on the grass and he lost the back of that car. And it seems as though not Chucky Long, but I believe the person who was in fourth position, who was Bob Reel, did collect him as he re-entered. So Bob Reel did have to collect him because he had no way to avoid that car. But again, he did a very good job to basically compose himself and get back into the race. But again, It's Alive has a lot of work to do, and none of his drivers has chosen the pit as yet. So we still waiting to see those drivers come to the pit as they now begin the sixth lap. But we expect most drivers to come in now, but some drivers may use that opportunity to get some fresh air and run the car for one extra lap without any fights. So we're going to see what happens now, but we expect Island Paradise to come in this lap, grab a fresh set of tires, and maintain his gap. Well, he may push another lap, no one knows at this point in time, but we have Robin Duki, who has buggered off the field, and he's clear of this battle for third place. But again, we see Bob Reel trying to move the inside, and they have some small contact with Chucky Lon. But now the battle for fourth place, the third to fourth is covered by 4 drivers. So again, 2 drivers could be shifted out in place as we see Peanut Butter, who's Christian Acker, make his way up the pack, and Bob Reel has just fell down to 5th place as we now seeing Chucky Lon defending the inside of that line. But Bruce Father has made this time to basically up himself 2 positions from 5th place all the way to 3rd place in this battle. But these drivers may be using a bit more aggressive fuel-saving modes or a bit less aggressive fuel-saving modes. As we see drivers coming to the pit as they enter the straight on this 6th lap of this race. We have 4 laps to go. Anything can happen, and we have 2 drivers who are clear in front of this. So we have 2 more positions remaining for the finals right now. So it's between Bruce Father, Bob Reel, Chucky Lon, and Peanut Butter himself. But the battle for 7th and 8th is still heating up as we have It's Alive and Stefan Cillier, who is Sully, right there in contention in those Porsches. So they're closing up on the back of the Beetles, I believe, and 1 Ferrari. We have 2 Beetles, 1 Ferrari, and an R8 in this battle. So a very mixed bag of cars here competing. And still we have no cars that have pits. So unless these drivers say they can run this entire thing with no pit stop, we are yet to see, but we have no one pitting anywhere from this entire grid of 12 racers. No one chooses to go in the pit yet. So these guys may be saving a ton of fuel and hoping that their tires last better than the guy in front of them. But let's see what happens here.
Yes, Luke, fantastic action as we enter into the 7th lap. I'm always very interested in seeing how these Beetles do in these run-ups. Very, very quick, very stable platform. Peanut is in 6th position at the moment, trying in his Beetle to make it up to the top 4. Not sure if he'll be able to do it. He's the youngest competitor in the event at the moment, and of course we are happy, very happy to have them. We do have some changing taking place. Bruce's father is in 4th position. Bob Reed has just got back into 3rd position. Side-by-side action there for the both of them as they go into the Bob takes the inside line, controls that inside line nicely, maintains that 3rd position, and gets into that lead in that 3rd position. So he makes sure back in that position there, but it side, he's not able to hold on. It looks like Bruce's father wasn't taking that, got back into that 3rd position. So Bob Reed is now in 4th, 5th position. A good, nice battle between these 3, 4, 5th, and 6th. All of them battling to stay in that 3rd and 4th position. Side by side, Peanut is now in 4th position, challenging Bob Reed. Peanut making his way up. Very nicely done for Peanut. Peanut is doing quite well, but it looks like he's under challenge at the moment. Very close racing action taking place right now in this last Reperchage race. The very last chance to get into the finals for tomorrow. Bob Reed has fallen back from several challenges from different people. Island Paradise is still in the lead. Raptor is still in 2nd. Bruce's father is now in 3rd. Oh, Island Paradise, as Stephen was saying, doing quite well. Coming down as he approaches that chicane again. Nearly 6 seconds lead there for him in that Supra. So very nicely done there for Island Paradise. No real challenge to him at the moment. The action is between 2nd and 7th.
It's
3rd and 7th. That's where the action is. Bruce's father handling nicely in that VW. And right behind him is Peanut in a VW as well. Peanut doing quite well. Well done to him, getting into that 4th position. Bob Reed is going to have to do some driving to get around him in that Porsche. Yeah, so he's going to have to do some driving to get around him in that Porsche. But he's on a challenge again. In 5th position, he's on a challenge again from Jahinda. That's Shahinda Singh is making his way, trying to get into that 5th position right now in that Beetle. Beetle's doing well in this one. Very, very nicely done. Peanut, nice and controlled in that 4th position. Shahinda making his way, trying to make his way. Sullivan is also making his way, and Sullivan is now in that 6th position as well. No, Bob Reed is now in 6th. Sullivan is in 7th. That's where the battle is taking place, ladies and gentlemen.
On a big accident by Shahinda Singh as he touches the wall. And it seems as though he slowed down Bob Reed as well, or did Bob Reed go through? It seems so Shahinda Singh has actually lost a position, I believe, or picked up a penalty of 1 second.
He has a penalty. He has a penalty as this is now the penultimate lap. Several drivers going for everybody going for no pit strategy in this one. Too short to go into the pit. So everybody is making their way into that final lap. This is the 9th lap, penultimate lap of this one, ladies and gentlemen. This is an event sanctioned by TTASA, the TTASA eSports Committee, and we want to thank them very much for sanctioning this event. This is the Reperchage Decibel Entertainment Festival taking place right here, right now. The eSports division, online for the first time. Bruce's father, side by side with Peanut. Peanut going a little wide. Bruce's father controlling that 3rd position. Peanut on his tail. Driving very, very nicely. Side by side as they come into that straight. Really, really nice. Very, very nice, clean driving from these two drivers. Bruce's father holding on nicely, but Peter going a little wide. 5th position looking to challenge. Shintech is challenging. Side by side there for now for both of them. Remember that is final position that gets into the final. 5th and 4th position. And he gets right around. Oh my goodness. He gets Shintech as well. Gets right around, controls nicely. Beautiful driving from Shintech. Gets into that 3rd position. Shahinda doing well. Controlling like, some touching taking place there. And he goes wide.
That's Peanut. Peanut goes off. Peanut goes all. Shahinda has made a beautiful pass on two drivers, both Bruce Potter and Peanut has been taken by Shahinda Singh. So clearly Shahinda was holding some chicken in his pocket. He holding back nothing now. The pin has been pulled and Shahinda is making a move right now. Bruce Potter is still in fourth place, but Peanut has lost out in this battle. Right now in the final lap, and Bob Reel is fighting with Stefan Celia for fifth position, but again, this is just for bragging rights as Bob Reel goes off track and Stefan Celia tries his best to get around him. But again, these two drivers, if they don't get into fourth place, they are out. As we see Bob Reel just pick up 2 seconds of penalty as he cuts the track there. And we see Bruce Potter sliding that beetle. But again, Shahinda Singh has pulled the pin. He's leaving as Bruce Potter is struggling with some very worn tires. As we speak now, we have Stephen Hussein now about to cross the finish line with a commanding victory. We're not sure if he's out of fuel as he's slowly coasting up to that finish line. Followed closely by Ravin Tuki. These drivers had no one to fight with as they had outright dominance of this race. In third place, Shahinda Singh out of nowhere came back up to third place as he fought off the likes of Peanut, Bob Reel, Bruce Potter, and now Bruce Potter is in fourth place, followed by Sully, and Bob Reel, after an amazing race of defense, succumbed to all the challenges and finished in seventh place, followed by It's Alive 69 in 8th, and It's J. That's actually Chucky Lon in 9th place, and in 10th place, I have no idea who that was. But again, we had some very, very, very hard-fought racing as these drivers did all that they can to get themselves into the final battle. Only 4 drivers move forward, and we'll tell you a little bit more of these drivers as we come back in studio that we are in now.
Great racing activity. Great racing in this Reperchage race. You always wonder what kind of event this will turn out to be because these are the guys who were just not as quick to get into the top 8 positions in the finals, but these guys put on a fantastic show here this evening. Beautiful, nice, close, clean racing for most of the drivers. The officials will have to look to see whether or not there were any untoward issues, but of course, we are going to depend on the officials for that. That's Mark Pogson and of course Dwayne Budasing and Gerald Wilson. Republic Bank is our lead sponsor. We want to thank them very much for continuing to support the Decibel Entertainment Festival and of course, by extension, supporting eSport in Trinidad and Tobago. The United Nations is one of our sponsors as well. We thank them very much. UWE, the University of the West Indies, the Queen's Hall, Visit Trinidad, that's the website, Visit Trinidad, Pascal Yogurt, Creamy Novelties, and TrapSpeedSimulators, along with Trinituna, Papi's Chicken, and of course, Econo Car Rental. If you are just joining us, you missed a hell of a fantastic Reperchage race, ladies and gentlemen, but you probably could get a replay. I believe.
That's the beauty of YouTube, Ray. You can actually watch this after. You can watch all the old races.
It was fantastic. So it was really a beautiful race. We want to thank all of you for joining and getting on the live here with us. Please let everybody know that tomorrow evening, I believe it's at 6 p.m. that the event starts tomorrow evening. So please come on and get onto the live feed and look out and support the top 12 drivers in this eSport Gran Turismo Challenge that takes place tomorrow evening right here on the YouTube channel. Several things to be dealing with in the near future. Don't forget, Pitasa has an event that is on tomorrow. The event takes place tomorrow at the Franklin Boudreaux Mollerfield International Raceway. The drag shootout, excuse me, drag shootout, lesson tune taking place tomorrow. So that is something to look forward to. Look, these fellas make my cough, boy. They make me lose my voice.
Ray, I hear your voice on a crack, and I never hear your voice crack. I was surprised, like, well, look at Ray holy throat like this.
To tell you how fantastic this event was. The guys really had it hot this evening.
I think this has been the best race thus far, and this has been the outright most contested race we've had.
The amount of activity that was taking place in the mid-pack, it's always very interesting what is happening where the mid-pack is concerned. The guys who are battling in the mid-pack, and they were battling the last position to get into the finals. That is really and truly where the battle was this evening. Stephen Hussein had controlled the race completely, but the battle was really in the mid-pack.
Yeah, we had 7 drivers fighting for 2 positions, position 3 and 4. 7 drivers.
We would like now to turn you over to our technical director and the principal of TrapSpeedSimulators, as well as one of the principals of the Decibel Entertainment Festival, the Mark Hodgson. Huh?
Good night, everybody. Thanks for coming out and having a look tonight. Tomorrow we have our finals, which will definitely be the penultimate race to come and see. We have a lot of fast drivers. We might be able to see who's gonna basically be crowned as what I would consider the second sim racing champion of Trinidad and Tobago, I should say. So yeah, once again, thanks very much, Luke and Ray. I could not do this without you. You're pretty much the life of the show to me. And to all my viewers, and I ask you to please like and subscribe, because I have a lot more events and a lot more videos to come up. So once you click that like and subscribe button, any new videos, any new events will pop up on your YouTube stream. Back to you guys.
Thank you very
For
much,
now.
Luke.
Oh, for now, if you're watching this, hit the share button. That one more important than all the other buttons. Just share with everyone that you know. And also the voting is still on for chicken giveaways, and I had chicken today and it was delicious. Sorry. I like chicken a lot. So again, if you want me to get more chicken, you can vote for Luke. And if I get more votes than the driver, I want chicken again tomorrow. Happy's open tomorrow.
You have to check Shane down.
I had to check
I
Shane
don't know.
entrance.
Yeah,
Shane there.
But
Just
you-
say if you're open from with the pass through and just
Yeah,
get pick
find
up my
out.
chicken, let me know I could just duck in.
But you get
But
your
I'll
one
check
box
out-
of free chicken already. You want another one? You greedy boy.
Yo, did you
Anyhow,
not say
so I
chicken
want-
is
yeah.
life? Chicken
Oh.
is life.
So thanks very much, guys and girls. And if the Delicious Blizzard is on the live, we say a special evening to her, the Ministry of Sport, representative for motorsport in Trinidad and Tobago for the Ministry of Sport and Affairs. I want to thank her very much for continuing support. Once she was on the live, she normally is. We acknowledge her presence and support. 6 o'clock is the time for tomorrow. 6 o'clock is the time for tomorrow. We want to say a special thank you once again to our sponsors, Republic Bank, United Nations, UE, Queen's Hall, Visit Trinidad, Pascal Yogurt, Creamy Novelties, and of course, TrapSpeedSimulators, TriniTuner.com, and Econo Car Rental. Luke?
And Ray left out Pappy's chicken because
Oh
there's the
my
best for
goodness,
last.
yes,
Pappy's
I'm
chicken for the
sorry,
win.
Pappy's.
Anyhow,
Pappy's
sorry
chicken
about
for
that.
the win, yes.
Guys, no favoritism here. Also, big up the Nuts man who out there, but big up even more than Nuts man is the North Coast man because I like Snowcone man, Snowcone more than Nuts. So Nuts man, what you go say? Fight me in the chat now. Good night, guys.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, everybody.